WSMU, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville. Fox News, CJ Papa. Donald Trump's legal team has a 5 p.m. deadline to respond to the Fed's request for a protective order in his third indictment. Meanwhile, the former president wants the judge in the case to recuse herself.
Trump says he wants Obama-appointed Judge Tanya Chutkan off the January 6th case, writing yesterday, "There is no way I can get a fair trial with this judge assigned to the ridiculous freedom of speech, fair elections case. Everybody knows this, and so does she."
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. At least 3 people are dead when 2 firefighting helicopters crashed midair while battling brush fire in Riverside County, California, Sunday night. Secretary of State Antony Blinken delivers remarks today at the 25th commemoration of the 1998 embassy bombings anniversary. That's when 200 people were killed nearly simultaneously in truck bomb explosions at the U.S. Embassy in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, Kenya. America is listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And a good Monday morning to you, TGIF. Nope, it's not. Just thank goodness it's not Friday because it was starting out kind of a ragged day.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp. And I'm Lee Barrows.
And here we go again. Another week, and it's going to be, tell you right now, I've already looked at the weather. Don't.
Stay inside.
It's going to be a rough day today.
Yeah, 105, 107 feels like. And then this afternoon, later on, I just popped it up. We got a chance of some severe weather with some heavy winds and all sorts of good stuff with thunderstorms. So we'll tell you more about that. Kelly will tell you more about that as we go along this morning. So just keep your eye on the weather and drink lots of water. But I've also got a story. You can drink too much water. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes, you can. And I've heard of several people now, one who's died that we'll talk about that in a little bit. But water can be toxic, very toxic. And we're not talking about the Camp Lejeune water. So anyway. You just heard a real quickie there on Fox News. 3 people killed. 2 firefighting helicopters collided in midair last night about 10:30 our time. They were attempting to put out a brush fire in Riverside County. The collision occurred about 10:30 our time. Crews were working to extinguish a fire on 20 acres of Native American land. The crash took place in the area of the Pipeline Road and Apache Trail. If you're from that area, you have any idea where that is? I do not know, never been there. The pilot and 2 crew members aboard were killed when the chopper crashed into a hillside. The second helicopter made a hard landing, no serious injuries reported. The helicopter in the crash was a contracted chopper for the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. The 3 crew members killed were described as a contract pilot, the department division chief, and a department captain. So tragic news there out of California. Guys just out there trying to do their job. And, the helicopters kind of zip in and out. Having flown in them, I know that it's tough to see everywhere. It's when you're making sharp turns and doing that kind of work. It's like when we're up shooting photos in a helicopter. I'm looking everywhere. I'm the other set of eyes with a pilot. I'm looking out on the horizon is when I'm not shooting downward. Because I fear that somebody's not going to get up there and say something, And
you wouldn't think it would happen, such a vast area of sky.
Well, it happens. It happens in the military. We've had them crashes here. There was one helicopter coming down, another one took off underneath it here at the air station way back when. So, those kinds of things, they do happen. It's just a very wacky world out there sometimes. So anyway, how was your weekend, ladies?
It was very good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What's
when
interesting?
you say interesting, I know.
My grandson has conspired to build a swimming pool in my daughter's living room.
Conspire to build a swimming
He
pool.
wants to.
Has
Yes.
he just turned the water on with
The plan. He hasn't told me exactly what the entire
that-
plan is.
You might want to get that from him.
Yes.
And then turn off
Because
all the
he's
water.
smart enough to figure this out. That's the sad thing. And he told me he wanted to surprise. This is a quote because I was babysitting him Saturday.
Oh my.
And, he was like, Nana, I'm going to surprise my mom and dad. I want to build a swimming pool in the living room.
Uh-oh.
Because he has a pool outside. He has
Uh-huh.
a big pool outside. But he's like, I said, well, that's not a good idea. And I said, you get water on that floor, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. He said, well, I'll put a towel down first before I build my
Oh.
pool.
Oh my.
No, I don't know what he's going to build. Because I don't know. And then yesterday morning, he got a hold of some scissors.
Y'all are in trouble.
Oh,
And
I
he-
saw the new
He
dude.
cut his hair. It looks like he took clippers, and they're not.
What?
With kid scissors, which is, I'm going to get a
Oh,
picture.
no.
I'm going to post a picture of these kid scissors because when my daughter,
They won't cut anything.
they apparently will cut hair.
They'll cut hair.
Rayford, you need to see this picture.
He's got a reverse mohawk
it
right now
looks
going
so
on.
bad. And my daughter is
It'll
She
grow
showed
out.
me that picture and I
Is
was like,
beside
whoa.
herself.
It will grow out.
that.
Uh-oh.
I see a
Yeah.
buzz cut coming.
No, we my son-in-law was going to buzz cut him, and I said no, just hold on.
Fertilizer works.
At the end of the month,
It'll make
he's
that
going
grow
home.
faster.
We're going to mom's. My friend is a cosmetologist. She cuts his hair,
Uh-huh.
and his hair grows like a werewolf. It's fast. So I said, "We'll just wait till we go. It'll grow back enough, and then Janice, that's my friend, my childhood friend, no
She
less.
can even it out.
She can fix it." And so my daughter called her, and she had
He
made
needs
an,
a comb over.
well. That's what she did.
looking.
So she told Janice to put brown eyeshadow to cover like the skin,
Yeah.
and then comb the rest of his hair over, and it worked. I have a picture
You could
of it.
probably
Yeah.
borrow a little bit of Robin's gel and spike it up.
With the spike, you'll be able to see it the way he did it.
Spike it up.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
you know, they made Ronco made something at one
He's got a
time.
little
that
combo.
spray, that spray can you can
Yeah.
spray it on.
Well, the eyeshadow, the brown eyeshadow actually works. And then she combed his hair over and kind of, because he won't wear a hat.
I don't think there's a
Oh, it's
child
so
in the
bad.
history of being a child that hasn't done that.
Well, I
Yeah.
honestly thought when my daughter contacted me yesterday morning, she was beside herself. I thought he had gotten like adult scissors.
Uh-huh.
She said, "No, Mom, these are kid scissors." And I am concerned that kid scissors are sharp enough to do what I showed you that picture of. Scary. So she went to the house and rounded up 8 pairs of kid scissors. Where all these scissors come from?
Well,
She didn't
what
even know
about-
she had that many.
What about the knives in the kitchen?
Apparently, he's not going to use that because he
How do you
knows
know?
he knows scissors are for cutting hair. And she said, "Why did you do this?" Because he's 9. You know, he has special needs, but he knows.
Oh
and
my,
you know
my,
what
my,
his
my.
reason was, Rayford? He wanted his hair to curl.
What's it? The curl?
Well, cutting it was not going to make it curl, buddy.
No.
Yeah. So between trying to build a pool in his living room and now cutting his hair down to the scalp, it's been an interesting weekend. Who knows what today will bring, but yeah.
The
this
most
kid's
I
a
can
hoot.
say is I stepped on a turtle this
Yeah,
morning.
Lee had
coming
to
out
kill
the
a
front
turtle
door.
this morning.
I was like, where did it come from? Scared me though.
And he was trying to get inside.
And then he's trying to get in the front door.
It's better than stepping on a snake.
Oh, I'll take a turtle any day, but he
Right.
crawled off, thank goodness.
I just
But
can't.
I mean, a turtle. I stepped down. I was like, what? I about twisted my ankle.
Turtles are our friends.
Yes. I thought about
They're
picking
good,
them
too.
up and taking them inside, but I didn't have any place to put them. So
You've ever had turtle soup?
no,
No, I would never eat
gosh.
turtle soup, Rayford.
Well, they
ever.
have turtle soup, you know,
Oh
available.
my gosh.
No.
Yes, they do.
I know they make it, but I would
Okay.
never ever eat that ever.
Okay. It's a good
sad.
weekend. Got a few things done. Not much, but got a few things done. I forgot what they were, but I did get a few things done.
Mhm.
It was hot outside, though. I will
It
tell you
was
that
hot.
right up front. So,
I went to a funeral, the little 6-year-old that
that's
died
sad.
from drowning last
Sad.
week, and so sad.
Kid funerals are the worst,
They
in
are
my opinion.
so
Yeah.
sad.
Mhm.
Yep. Such a waste.
Yes.
Total waste.
Well, Ray, I got some good news for you. I think you'll like this.
Well,
Good.
let's have some good.
Well, I don't know.
happy
It's not
news.
really good, but I think it is. It's a prison justice story.
Okay.
Did you hear about that convicted pedophile in England who's at a
No.
really notorious British prison?
No.
Yeah, it's at HMP Wakefield. Apparently it's a bad prison.
It's a good prison.
He was the front man for a rock band or an alternate rock band, and he's
Yes.
already 10 years into
Really?
a 29-year sentence for child rape. Inmates had enough of him, so they held him down for 6 hours, beat him, and stabbed him in the neck. Police didn't find him for 6 hours. I mean, they tore him down.
Wow.
So they say his injuries are life threatening. And one of the officials said if he survives, he'll be lucky. And the inmates were like, we hope he don't survive, because he was convicted of attempting to rape a 1-year-old baby, child rape of children under age of 13.
Oh my.
Yeah, this guy's scum of the earth. So the inmates don't take kindly. They said
No.
it houses pedophiles, but murderers. And I'm assuming it was probably the murderers that
They got nothing to lose.
they just said had enough of him.
Nothing to lose. Let's
No.
just do him.
So I say yay to that. I think that's a good story.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. I thought you'd like
poop
that one.
happens, you know.
Yep.
Okay. In my opinion, here we go again. That makes what I'm about to say an opinion expression. Nothing more, nothing less. I took the opportunity after Friday's show to look at a rather bizarre address that Biden's choice for the person who is but one heartbeat away from being the president, the person that would lead this country through thick and thin, the person who would have the button that could end this world forever, Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Her address.
Her address.
Her address.
Okay.
Not the dress she's wearing, not her local address.
Address. Okay.
Her speech.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were looking up her
I think I was
house,
looking
going
at
to
her
stalk
house.
her
Okay,
or
so
something.
her speech. Okay, I'm tracking now. All right.
Harris was hosting Mongolian Prime Minister Oyen Erdene Lusanami
Yeah. Okay.
at the White House to discuss tourism, mineral trade, and space exploration.
Wait, from where?
He's Mongolia.
And they do space exploration there. Okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
The space cadet was certainly not without all of the necessary words to impress the prime minister. This is verbatim now, an exact quote without any deviation, unless I screw up reading. President Biden and I have each been, since we have been in office, to the Indo-Pacific 3 times each.
What?
Today, I am pleased to announce that the next steps in our work together will be about further expanding our partnership. In particular, we will discuss the work that we will do together to strengthen our space cooperation. You and I spoke briefly about the beginning of the next era, and for you, what that means in terms of your leadership and your vision for the future, and certainly strengthening our space cooperation would be a part of that agenda, including, of course, using our space cooperation to think about how we strengthen the economy, the economic prosperity and development of our nations. The profound, meaningless words from the president's space cadet czar.
What did you just say? Like, what was that? Like, for real?
That was her speech.
Did Joe Biden write that speech for her?
No, I think
mean-
she's been writing Joe's speech.
Good.
That's
What?
the problem.
I don't even know what that just was.
In another appearance this weekend, this one at a
Okay.
retail area in the District of Crooks, the brilliant wordmaster told the gathering in her exact words, and so for years we have worked to expand investment in community banks because you see community banks specialize in providing loans and financial assistance to small business owners, in particular those in overlooked and underserved communities, including rural communities, and as the name suggests, community banks are in the community.
What? Rutherford, you're making this up, aren't
I
you?
am not.
She must be off her meds or something.
Well, I mean, run on sentences and rambling about nonsense.
I didn't understand any of those
I'm
stories.
just trying to figure out what she was even saying.
Can you imagine the guy from Mongolia trying to figure it out?
I'm
Well-
impressed that Mongolia is trying to have a space program.
The
So there's that.
one-term space
I don't know that they
cadet.
are.
Okay.
The one-term space cadet kind of,
I-
fits her right there.
Hopefully, the Secret Service and the presidential medical team are working overtime to keep Biden from falling and can't get up through January 2025. If you think it's a disaster now, even devout Republicans who loathe Biden want him to remain healthy through the end of his one term for fear of the setback if Harris is president even for one day.
Well, I can't argue that at all based on what you. Well, I don't even know what that just was.
I don't know. I just find this mess.
Uh,
Truth
we
is
gonna have to
stranger than
buy-
fiction.
Who
Are we-
wrote that for her? I hope no one actually did.
I'm
I
sure
hope
she
this
did
is
it.
off the cuff because Anybody that actually wrote that needs to be fired immediately.
Are we going to have to buy new sneakers for her too? Telling you.
I am like, really?
That's scary.
I know there's a lot.
Well, at least we're hearing something from her, though. I mean, let's take our, we actually know she's out doing something. For a while, we questioned what she was doing. Now we know she's giving rambling speeches. It's better than nothing, right?
No.
Maybe she's going to join the Space Force after all this is over with.
Yeah. Well,
That
just
was.
Well, when I think
fill her
powerhouse,
empty head with helium and she'll float right away.
well, when I think powerhouse for space travel, I'm sorry, but Mongolia is not what pops into my head. It just doesn't. Then again, India just launched something last week. I'm impressed with
India,
that.
I can understand. India is huge and got lots of resources.
Yeah.
Got
I
lots
don't
of,
think Mongolia is involved in the space travel. I just can't fathom it. They're like a third world country. They need a whole lot to go on
they're
there.
just a tiny little speck.
Yeah.
As a country, just
Mhm.
a tiny little speck. Let's just tell you how small it is. I've never heard a ham radio guy from Mongolia on the air.
Well, that's over by where Mount Everest is and stuff, where you go climbing and stuff. But they're very third world.
I understand, but I have never heard.
Well, they probably can't afford one. That's what I'm saying. But they have a space program.
About the only thing I've ever heard about Mongolia is the Mongolian beef dish you get at the restaurant.
And that's not even from Mongolia. Oh, my.
That's it.
That's about all I can tell
our
you.
phones are wide open this morning. I was about
And
to use
so are
another
we.
derogatory term, but I won't do that anymore today, right now, at least before the commercial break.
Yeah.
But we'll take your calls. If you want to chat about anything, love to hear from you. 910-333-0139. Got to spend some time with a couple of radio friends and associates and whatever here
Yes.
last night.
It was a great time.
maybe they'll give us a ring-a-dingy here,
Yeah.
a shout out this morning. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. Break now, then a little bit of weather.
Everyone loves shopping online. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs. Stop searching for coupon codes. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Plus, it's free, and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. That's like hitting a hole-in-one without even trying. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary. Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Each machine features a strong deck with a variety of sizes available, designed to deliver a premium cut. An assortment of attachments and accessories, sold separately, allow you to use your mower for more than just cutting grass. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge. When vacationing on our beautiful Crystal Coast, you come for the slower pace, the gentle waves, the salty air, and the quality time with family and friends. So while you enjoy our little piece of paradise, let the Barrow Low Country Kitchen help with meals. We'd love to cater your next family event with one of our Carolina-style seafood boils, enough to feed your entire crew. Or enjoy your meal outside at our pavilion on the waterfront. Come by land or by boat to the Barrow Low Country Kitchen in downtown Swansboro.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Boneless strip loin, just $6.99 a pound. Whole bone-in pork loin is only $1.49 a pound. Quarter sliced pork loin, $1.89 a pound. How about whole sirloin tip, just $3.79 a pound? And Springer Mountain Farms whole chicken, just $1.49 a pound. How about a 16-ounce package of Butterball ground turkey, just $3.59 a package? And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Urban Produce Northwestern cherries, just $1.99 a pound. White or red seedless grapes is $2.99 a pound. How about a 1 pound package of California red ripe strawberries for just $2.59 a pound? Crisp green cabbage, 69 cents a pound. You get a 5 pound bag of Yukon Gold or red potatoes for just $4.99 a bag. North Carolina grown yellow or zucchini squash, it's just $1.99 a pound. And juicy yellow peaches are $1.99 a pound. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street to Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Well, in about 25 hours, the doors will open. They're at Tideline Marine, downtown Jacksonville. They're at 159 Old Bridge Street, right on the banks of the New River, waiting for you tomorrow. They're open Tuesdays through Fridays. There's weekdays, Tuesdays through Fridays from 8:30 until 5, and on Saturdays from 8:30 until 2 o'clock. Stop by for all of the latest deals and see what George and Elise on the shelves out there. You never can tell every time I go in. So that's always interesting. It's kind of like shopping in a brand every time I go into work. And I've got other people come in and say the same thing. They said, I haven't been here in a couple of weeks. This looks different. I said, it is. They got more stuff in here. And some of it's been moved over here. Some of it's been moved over there. But they're always trying to improve the location of stuff and whatever. If your boats are not running very well, you might want to get them into the know what's wrong with them, and you want to tackle the work yourself. You know what parts you want. Come on in. They got parts there at Tideline for Mercury Motors and Mercruisers, Mariners, Evinrudes, Johnsons, and Yamahas. And that's the stuff that they keep in stock. A lot of the often used parts, they'll keep those in stock because they need them to work on the boats when they come in. So you can buy them and you can work on your own boat if you so desire. A lot of people out there mechanically inclined. Tideline, 159 Old Bridge Street, the banks of the New River. That's where you'll find them in Jacksonville. Southwesterly winds today, 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers, a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Somewhere down late afternoon, it's going to get kind of blustery offshore, so be careful. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 15 to 20. Westerly, 10 to 15 later in the evening. Seas 3 to 5 feet, sounds and rivers choppy. And on Wednesday, northwesterly winds 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly, seas 3 to 4 feet.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 95, but our heat index value today is high as 107, and it could also be gusty with gusts as high as 21 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 76, with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 93, with gusts as high as 18 miles an hour tomorrow. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 70, and on Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of 92.
You know, we hear about terrorists and terrorist operations regularly outside this country for the most part, but there's one that's a terrorist movement right now. This is the way I will describe it anyway. Another desperate move by a couple dozen anti-American radicals. Don't you call that
Yes.
a terrorist operation?
A terrorist, yes.
Luckily, there are enough strong-willed members of the U.S. House of Representatives to shut them down. Friday, more than 24 House Democrats put forward legislation that would put an assault weapons and high-capacity magazines 1,000% excise tax.
1,000%.
A change that would raise the price of a, for instance, $500 gun to $5,000.
Yeah.
Representative, well, he calls himself a representative. I do not. Don Beyer, a Democrat from Virginia, 24 other House Democrats introduced the legislation. It's the second time the jerks have tried the same tactic. The first time the Democrats had control of the House, but even fellow Democrats, those who actually support the Constitution, shut her down. Why not put a nuisance tax on our elected representatives, whether they're in Congress, in the White House, or any other elected office, local, state, and federal, that would slap extremely high taxes on those officials if they waste my time or present such nonsense, wasting the time of everybody else in the first place. The 25 bums in this case could be targeted and removed from office next year. They are all up for election. They need to go. They need to move on. Only the voters can do that. With the help of unaffiliated, independent voters, that could be accomplished. I'm telling you again, the unaffiliated among us are becoming the most powerful voting force in this country. If this army becomes organized, we can definitely make a difference. But you got to vote. You have to vote
That's correct.
to make that happen. There's even a former Republican candidate for an office here that I've talked with who is considering running as an unaffiliate next year. Oh, they say he ain't going to stand a chance. Well, he does stand a chance. He needs only a few thousand signatures, easy enough to get his name on the ballot to go up against the Republican and, if there's a Democrat nominee, chosen next spring. If he's successful, that could start a movement to be reckoned with.
Well,
He doesn't have to go through a primary.
No.
He, as an independent, he can get his name on the ballot with, what is it, 4,500 signatures or something? I don't know.
Yes.
Not many. Not in a county with 220,000 people.
Right.
And they don't have to be Republicans. They don't have to be independents. They don't have to be Democrats. They can be just voters.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Maybe we should go back to the day of not having to put an R or D behind your name to run.
Yep. Now, if he does that, there's a good chance that a big chunk of Onslow County, this particular district in Onslow County, will turn out, because the only other competition will be a Democrat, and people who are not going to vote Democrat.
Well, we've
among
seen
the
what
unaffiliated.
happened. We've seen what has happened in the past elections when there's a Democrat on the ballot. They just have a low voter history. Well, because there's only 23,000 registered Democrats,
And the people who are unaffiliated, the majority, and the unaffiliated, not Democrat, not Republican,
Right.
and the diehard Republicans are not going to vote for a Democrat in the general election.
Generally, that's the way it
The
goes.
diehard Democrats that are fed up with the incumbent Republican could easily
Now-
vote for an independent.
This last election in 2022, and Kelly knows this, I know a lot of Republicans that did cross over and vote for
Yeah.
some Democratic candidates because they felt they were the better person for the job.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. I don't think by no means that I think just because a person has a particular letter behind their name that makes them qualified to hold that office or makes them even a good fit.
It does not, but people do not do their homework.
Oh, I know they don't.
Before they go to the polls, they say, well, I don't know who to vote for. Take the judges'
Look at
races.
Eric Whitfield.
Yep.
Mhm.
Look at
He's
the,
a prime example.
look at the judges' races every time. They don't know who to vote for,
Mhm.
so they will look and pick an R, or they'll pick a D, 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 and that's all they go by because they don't know. They have not studied not one person.
And look what Eric cost. Do you know that a motion hearing cost over $300,000?
Mhm.
$300,000. We did.
How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's why you need to research. And if you don't know, shoot, call us. We'll get the goods. We'll give you both sides of it.
We'll tell you. We'll give you the good or the bad, and
That's right.
sometimes the ugly.
That's right.
Mhm.
Both sides.
Or start attending the meetings for, I'm going to go with commissioner and board of education and city council meetings, for example, where there are open meetings that are here locally. Attend the meetings and see how the people act
What do
there.
you do for a state house or state
Yeah.
senate?
You can't drive to Raleigh and watch.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but you
Can't
can
do it.
look up their voting records.
You can look up the voting record. You
Yeah.
can see how they voted, how other people voted, and
Yeah.
why things were done.
Correct.
And if they had anything to say on the floor, you can find that.
Yes, you can.
Well, they have. You can actually watch them on the floor.
Yes, you can.
You can watch, and I get notifications every day. The NC House is getting ready to go into session, or the Senate's getting ready, and
So
I
how
can
do you
actually
do
watch
that?
it.
How do you do that?
Well, go to the North Carolina General Legislature, General Assembly page, and you can look. It's got all the information there: who your delegates are, who your people are, the calendar, everything. It's also got a place that you can sign up to get newsletters, and it also tells you where to watch. Right on the page itself, you can click on where it shows in session, and go to the video.
You know, the only local state representative that I get a newsletter from,
Lazara, Senator
Lazara.
Yes.
I get one every week.
Yes, he's very open about
Yeah.
everything he does, and he communicates with the citizens and
He
the
does.
voters of Onslow County, and
But I'm not getting it from the
he's
others.
very transparent. No, they don't. I don't know.
What's going on in the anybody know what's going on in the NC House right now?
Well, we're going to have somebody from the NC House calling us this week. Unfortunately, they won't be from Onslow because our Onslow reps don't.
They won't talk
They,
to us.
they don't talk to us.
Representative Cleveland said he absolutely would not come on the radio.
And
Told me that in person.
And why not? Like, what is he scared of? He's worried he's going to be forced to
I
answer a
think
question.
he does his own thing, and he doesn't feel like he needs to,
To be
come on the radio.
responsive, to be responsive to the citizens of
But I was
Onslow
going to
County.
say, how would you not
He's
be
always
able
been
to
like
welcome?
that.
How do you communicate with them?
Yes, but what makes you?
You call him.
But what makes you? To me, that's arrogance. It makes you feel like you're better than everybody else. Why would you not make yourself available to the people that put you in office?
Here's the reason that I've been told, not by him, but by other people who have refused to come on. I've got such a remarkable lead in the polls. I don't need to offend anybody by coming
Well,
on the
he
radio.
has got a very strong voter base, so he really doesn't have to do much to get
But
out there and run.
But the problem is, you're still not communicating.
Right.
Correct.
What are you doing for people like me?
But I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I have an issue with him. I have an issue with the way he votes. I think he is.
I would love
Yeah.
for him to explain the way he votes, but
Yeah.
he won't do it.
See, I'm not in his district.
I am.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
me
are. I
too.
think you are too, Kelly,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not in his district, so. But it does concern me because he does represent Onslow County.
Yes, it does.
Well, that's what I'm
So,
saying.
yes.
Like, and that arrogance. I don't have to do anything. Then what are you doing for us? Because I've yet to see it.
We have questions, and we hope you have answers, and that's all we want. But he won't do it. Representative Shepard, I saw him at a meeting that we were at
Yes.
not long ago, in the last month or so, and he said he would. Took my telephone, gave him my telephone number again.
He talks out of both sides of his mouth too, though.
I hadn't heard from him.
No, and he's not going to call either. He's another one. He's as bad as Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll say one thing, turns around, and does something else.
Well, he did that in that same time frame with somebody else.
Yes, I know. Hmm. He's another one. I
Hence
mean,
the reason
he,
for-
in my opinion, he hides behind being a minister,
Oh God,
and that's just my opinion.
there are a lot of people like that, though.
Well, I mean, I think he
We've
uses
seen
that as his. Just because a person is whatever doesn't make him a good person.
No.
So
A Costa Rican soccer player died last week when they went swimming to cool off in a river in found it swarming with crocodiles.
Oh my word.
Video shows Jesus Lopez Ortiz being carried in the mouth of this croc as onlookers shouted to try and save the soccer player. Footage posted online also showed locals shooting at the crocodile in an effort to save.
Well, did they not know
Ortiz.
these crocodiles are in this water? I mean,
Yes. They ultimately succeeded in killing the animal, a protected species in Costa Rica. Oh, too bad for that.
Well, did they dare him to jump in there?
I don't know what they did. Before he was killed, video showed the big croc diving under the water with Ortiz in its mouth. It's not clear whether the victim died from drowning or from other injuries. Good morning. We have a call. Who we got?
Good morning.
Good
Gabe Rayford, this is Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hey,
What's
Larry.
I talked to you about the sewer
up? Yeah.
Yes.
there in my neighborhood.
Yes.
I talked to the planning department of the county,
Yes.
and they suggested we go to my wife suggests she went and said we probably need to talk to the county commissioner, and that they agreed that's the best place to start. So where it stands right now, I've left a message with the commissioner's office and haven't heard. They said they'd call back.
You know what, Larry? They have a meeting this morning at 11 o'clock, and if you can get there a little early, you can sign up for public comment and then go before the commissioners, and they can't respond to you while you're giving your comments, but you can go ahead and lay it out there. And I guarantee you by the end of the day, one of them will call you back.
Yeah, well, that ties me up because I've got to work.
Oh, okay.
Well, did the county planning board tell you who is responsible for that, your particular section of the neighborhood?
They said something about the area has to be annexed by the city before they could do it. And I suggested if it takes a petition, I'll go door to door in the whole area and get it annexed.
Well, that's what it would take because the city cannot just annex you willy-nilly anymore
No.
like they used to.
This whole thing is perplexing.
It's
Probably my best bet would probably get a petition up and then go and then approach the county commissioner, right?
I'm sorry, say again?
My best bet would probably be to go ahead and get a petition up
Yes.
and get it signed and then take it to the commissioners.
Well, the commissioners, if you take a petition to get it annexed, it has to go to the city council.
Well, I mean, wherever it's got to go.
The city of
But, you know,
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Would you ever determine who has the water in that area? Is it city, county, or on Wassa?
Well, that's the other thing. They said I'd have to. It has something to do with Onwassa as well, even though I'm on city water. So
Right.
I don't know. It's scientific water is there.
Right.
Onwassa is involved, and I'm getting city water. Weird.
That is weird. That's weird to me.
Who do you pay your water bill to?
Jacksonville Water Department.
Okay.
Yeah,
City of Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So there's no sewer bill attached to that, I'm sure.
Nope.
Okay. Be prepared to have your water rate double if you are in the city because you will have to pay for sewer as well.
Mine's about $90 a month.
Yeah, I used to live in the city. I used to live further in than I do now. So
yeah,
we were understanding that will happen.
Okay. And and if you're in the city, you'll have city taxes to pay, which will be approximately double what you're currently paying.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know
Property
what?
tax will go up even more.
Yep.
I need to call Larry this afternoon and talk to him and get some information. Let's do an investigative. Let's delve
Do an
into
investigative
this.
story.
Yes.
Well, that's what it would take. It require.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's 100% of the residents living in an area now that you have to get a petition from, or what.
I can only tell you for getting a road state maintained.
Oh,
but
that's different.
I don't know. That's different.
So anyway,
Well, that's all I know so far.
all right,
Okay,
Larry,
Larry.
thank you. Thanks for keeping us up to
We'll
date.
keep checking.
I will.
Okay, bye.
Have a good day.
You too. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Of ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south of Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime 910-328-3172.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Down East is your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes to keep you cool.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Needing service on your present cooling system? Just call Down East. Looking to replace your cooling system in your home or office? Down East and Bryant is ready to do whatever it takes to keep you cool on these hot summer days. Ask about 0% interest for 60 months. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Have your Jones-Onslow monthly electric bills been arriving a little later than usual? We have noticed that the mail is taking a bit longer than expected, so we want to share other options to review and pay your monthly bill. One way is through paperless billing and notifications. When you sign up for paperless billing, you will receive an email each month when your statement is available to view online at our website. Sign up for paperless billing under the account management section of My Account at joemc.com. Another way is through our mobile app. You can download the JOEMC mobile app for fast, easy, secure access to your account anytime. You can view your balance, pay your bill, report an outage, track your usage, and schedule alerts and reminders. These are just a few ways you can stay on top of your bill. Go to My Account on joemc.com to view all the ways we're helping you stay in control of your monthly electric bill. Member focused, service driven. That's our co-op.
Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Moran City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
We're back. Didn't think I was going to hear myself there for a second, but we're back. CNN political commentator Ashley Allison suggested yesterday that VP Harris' historically low approval rating is largely driven by the fact that she is a black woman and a history maker.
What?
Yeah. During a roundtable discussion on CNN's State of the Union, ex-Trump aide and The View co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin made the case that Harris could be a political liability with swing voters and that putting her front and center on the campaign might be a mistake for the Biden-Harris ticket considering her abysmal approval rating. She ain't got on the ticket yet. First of all, Biden has got to get the nomination, and then he's got to pick his running mate. I'm not sure that he will pick her. I don't think he will announce that before the primary, but I'm not sure unless she decides to just step aside. The conversation has centered around attempts by Republican primary candidates to make Harris face the focus of their attacks, highlighting Biden's age and the possibility of a President Harris if he's reelected. That's enough to scare the bejesus out of anybody. I think that's a good move. It's like a boxer going for the cut over your eye. He keeps pounding at it, right? That's what you do.
Yep.
So she is the cut over Biden's eye right now. And I'm not sure he can be elected with her as his running mate. I don't think I've ever seen in my life that since I've been studying and paying attention to politics, which has been most of my life, I don't think I've ever seen a vice president so loathed that it would have an possible impact on the presidential race.
Right. Well, I don't know. Did you see the new poll that came out this past Thursday? It was a Reuters. It was a legit poll, but found that 45% of Republicans said they would not vote for Trump if he were convicted.
Yeah.
While 35% said they would still cast their ballot for the former president.
Huh.
Another 20% said they're not sure. So I think it's like we discussed last week. You've got a lot of voters that are staying silent.
Yes, I know they are. They're not going to tell you anything
They're not
yet.
going to tell you anything.
Well, probably because they don't want to deal with the nonsense, but you can't blame them.
I don't.
Yeah.
You probably get paint thrown on their cars or air house egg or something.
Yeah,
Blame them for it.
and I believe that there's going to be a silent majority here that's going to speak, and they're
think
going to
so.
speak loud and clear.
I think they're going to speak at the polls, so we'll see.
Do you think people even have an idea what vice presidents do other than just being there just in case something happens to the president?
I don't think a lot of people do understand.
Well, I get this man. He does. Doug, do you understand what the vice president's job is?
Yeah.
What?
Constitutionally, it's just to break a tie in the Senate.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, they have no constitutional authority.
Other than also to step in case the president is not capable, right?
Yes, but that again wasn't established until the 25th Amendment. If
Yes.
you're talking about him being incapacitated.
Yes.
Originally, from the founding fathers, their only role was the breaking the tie of the Senate. And even when John Tyler became the president, he was the first vice president to graduate, for lack of a better word, to the presidency because of a death.
Yeah.
There was some debate at the time if he was a full-fledged president.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we now all agree that if you ascend to the office by death, you are a full-fledged president. But if you read the Constitution, that doesn't seem like what the fathers had originally intended.
Yeah, as soon as you take the oath of office, you're it.
Yes.
And you don't
Yes.
have to be the vice president. The vice president may not be in line. She might not be available. He might not be available too, if something tragic should happen to the both of them at the same time, for instance.
That's true. And in that case, it would be
the Speaker of the House.
Kevin McCarthy, or the Speaker of the House.
Yep.
So that's not why I'm calling. As interesting as all that is.
What you calling?
I want to talk about. I really think there is a strong possibility that, and I think he's almost baiting this, that Donald Trump is going to wind up in prison waiting trial. He made this threat this weekend, saying if on this Truth Social, saying if you come after me, I'll come after you. They simply, on that threat, they decided to go ahead and have I believe it's today, they're going to have a hearing with lawyers saying, listen, this is what you can say, what you can't say. And then after they announced the hearing, Trump was on Truth Social again, attacking the city of D.C., saying it's impossible for him to get a fair trial. All of that is in violation of his. You got to remember, this man is out on bail at the moment.
Yes, he is. They can revoke the bail anytime they want.
Well, Doug, isn't it, they were going to ask for protective orders against Trump also because of his threats?
I think
well,
that's what
and
they
I think
said.
that's what the hearing is today.
Yes.
But I think he either doesn't realize what he's doing or he's purposely trying to call a bluff. But I think listen, they're going to come out and they're going to try to give really precise orders on what he can say and cannot say. And by the end of the week, he'll have broken them, regardless of what they decide.
Sure.
And you're going to have a judge make a really horrendous decision as to whether this guy should be put in jail waiting trial. And I think he's just baiting her to do that.
I'm looking at this thing. If you come after me, which they are coming after him, they're coming after him now, then I'm going to come after you. The way that I see Donald Trump and a lot of other big mouth blowhards saying things, they're not going to come after you physically. They're going to come after you just like you came after them. They're going to look for dirty stuff that you may have done. I mean, he's infamous for that, right?
Sure, but he's also infamous for even though he hasn't been charged with this, exciting a riot. Which, by the way, this is one of the most fascinating things that happened. You know, of all these January 6th charges that he's facing, he is not facing one for inciting a riot.
Yeah, which, you know, I know what the law is in North Carolina. I don't know what the federal statutes are. I don't know. I have not looked up to see if there's an inciting a riot statute or a part of our federal laws.
Look this up because this is shocking. Apparently, in New York City this past weekend, there was, I think it was on Friday, there was a social media influencer who said, I don't remember where in New York City this was. I think it was Washington Square. Hey, I'm going to be in Washington Square. I've got free PlayStations to give out, and thousands of people showed up.
Tens of thousands showed up.
He had like maybe 6, and it turned into a riot. That gentleman is facing incitement charges. I think he has a history of. I think you can't just look at what he's posting as, he doesn't mean it. He's a blowhard. I think you literally have to look at it and say, because the potential is there that somebody else could misread these and then take action against Jack Smith or the judge or somebody else. I think he's got to be told today, you can't say this stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, he should.
If he violates it again, it's going to be prison time.
He needs to be told that, and he needs to understand it. I don't know that he will understand it. I know that he'll be told it, and even by his attorneys and probably by his family, but I don't know that he will understand it.
Or that he'll do it.
Or definitely that he'll do it. He can't stop himself. Now, the one thing I've got a question is, because he is still under Secret Service protective detail, right?
Yes.
Is there going to be an agent going to be assigned to work inside that jail to protect him from the other inmates, wherever he is? You can't leave it up to local authorities to do that, by the way.
No, you would have to have, and you can't switch over their ability to guard the president, from one agency to another.
Nope.
There would have to be a serious. I mean, you wouldn't incarcerate an agent as much as they would be working the shift.
Yes. Well.
But they're going to have to come up with a solution, even if that's, a bracelet and home arrest or something like that. He is going to.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Find out in short order, unless he turns the page.
We shall see. All right, Doug. Thank you. Always good to hear from you.
Have a good day.
All right, you're live in Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957, with 3 locations serving the Crystal Coast, has everything you need from brushes to Olympic stain and quality Benjamin Moore paint. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so the color will last for years to come. Whether a do-it-yourselfer or paint contractor, when you shop C&S Paint Center with 3 locations, you're not just improving your home or construction site, you're supporting a local business too. CNS Paint Center, Olympic Stain and Benjamin Moore. Paint for everything that matters. CNS Paint Center, 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, and 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point. CNS Paint, phone 910-455-0210. Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Modern Exterminating, 627 College Street, Jacksonville, has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under-market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, you just don't even know whether you should be flying ever again, do you? You fly a bit, Kelly, and
It's been bad lately.
it's been weird. I don't remember hearing this story back in February at Boston's Logan Airport. A private jet took off without permission from the air traffic controller.
Oh.
Forced an incoming passenger jet to abort its landing and do what the airline industry calls a go-around. Even at that, the two planes were within 30 feet of each other as they crossed paths. Here's what was going on. The HoppaJet private, I like that name, HoppaJet private charter plane was told to pull up on the ramp, hold the position standard, and to await the incoming JetBlue until it got on the ground, and then we will give you permission. The pilot later admitted that he heard the instructions, but he just assumed that he could pull up there and then take off. Well, he took off across that right across the runway that the JetBlue was coming in on with a whole plane load of passengers and barely missed 30 feet over the top of him as he pulled up to go around. If he had not pulled up, there would have been a collision. These near misses are misnamed, in my opinion. They're not near misses. They should be called almost crashes. The pilot was 23 years old of the JetBlue, of the private jet, Hopper-Jet. He told NTSB that his captain gave him instructions to take off. The 63-year-old captain told investigators, "I cannot understand what happened to me during the clearance. The only thing that comes to my mind is that the cold temperature in Boston affected me. I was not feeling completely well and had a stuffed nose. My apologies."
My apologies for almost killing everybody on the plane.
2 planes.
2 planes, yes.
Did you hear that statement?
My apologies.
I cannot understand what happened to me during the clearance. The only thing that comes to my mind is that the cold temperature in Boston affected me. I was not feeling completely well and had a stuffed nose. My apologies. I'm sorry. Really?
Blame it on that stuffed nose.
The
crazy.
Hopper-Jet was told to call Boston Logan once they were on the ground in Fort Lauderdale. They didn't tell him exactly why. So
Do they have a trailer there, like they do in NASCAR? Is like when you do something wrong, it's like report to the trailer. Do they have one at the airport? Report here when you unload.
Yeah, it's a wonder they didn't tell him to come back.
Yeah.
You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Former President Trump's legal team has until 5 p.m. today to respond to the protective order requested by Special Counsel Jack Smith to limit Trump's public comments as the January 6th case proceeds. Meanwhile, the former president has some requests of his own. He wants the judge to recuse himself and change the venue. Trump also could be facing charges in Georgia related to the 2020 election, but on Friday, he said, bring it on.
One more indictment, and this election is closed out. Nobody has even a chance.
Gas prices holding firm from yesterday at $3.82 a gallon, according to AAA. Still, prices at the pump are nearly 30 cents higher than they were a month ago. Why?
Saudi Arabia's decision to extend its oil production cut enacted last month into September.
Trilby Lundberg of the Lundberg Survey, America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
All right, we're back live and local Real Talk. I appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Our number, if you want to chat, 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. During the Fox News break, you heard them talking about the price of gasoline. Yes, it held firm over the weekend. It's still high. It's ridiculously high. Even at my cheap place, it was $3.46. We saw some yesterday headed for Swansboro of $3.69. I think that was the highest that I saw. And, you know, they're all over the place from $3.46 to $3.49 at another place that is not one of the cheap places, but it's one of the less expensive places. But for how can you get gas and stations across the street or down the street, or one of them selling for $3.49, the other for $3.69? I'm not understanding that. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
Because they all say they only raise it up a little bit above whatever it costs them. I don't believe it's costing them that much more from one station to another, especially when they got the same name on them.
I agree.
So, and then the excuse that we heard during the Fox News break is that they quoted somebody, Saudi Arabia, saying that they had extended their cutback on oil production through September. And that's causing the price of gas to go up. Again, help me out here. Do you see any fewer people on the highways?
No.
Do you see any people standing in long lines?
If not, there's more people on the highway. It's summertime, summer vacations.
Do you see the long lines that you had when there's a gas shortage?
No.
Have you heard of any stations closing down because there was a gas shortage?
No.
So the price jump is just an opportunity for them. Is that what you're saying?
I would
For
say
the gas
yes.
distributors in
Yes.
this country? To gouge the public? And for
Yes.
gas stations, some of them ranging from $3.49 to $3.69. That's a 20 cents difference.
Mhm.
Y'all gonna have to help me out here. I'm not understanding this. I don't understand the mechanics of it. It's just ridiculous. A Pender County EMS ambulance was struck head-on last week by a vehicle traveling in the wrong lane. Happened on Highway 117 last Thursday while the ambulance was transporting a patient to a Wilmington hospital. Both EMS crew members were seriously hurt and were hospitalized. Not sure of their conditions today. The patient they were transporting, Lynette Smalley of Jacksonville, was pronounced dead at the scene.
Yeah, that's sad.
The
The
driver
patient.
of the other car, 34-year-old Cassandra Nicole Saga, was also injured. She was airlifted to the Wilmington Hospital. She was initially charged with driving while impaired, reckless driving, and driving left of center. Additional charges are likely.
Yes.
The Highway Patrol is awaiting results of blood work taken at the hospital. It's at the state crime lab for analysis. Soga has an interesting criminal record.
Oh.
She's been convicted of the felonious possession of drugs 3 times, trespassing, 2 counts of identity fraud and attempted theft, and being drunk and disorderly. Again, she's only 34 years old. With all of that, she served a short stint in the county jail and was placed on probation on all other counts.
Probation. There you go.
According to the criminal record, she was likely on probation last Thursday when she was driving, drunk.
Sad. And just to think, here they were taking that woman to the hospital for an emergency, and she's the one that lost her life in the accident.
Yep. Water poisoning. No, not the type that's put Camp Lejeune on the map worldwide. A mother of 2 from Indiana died over the 4th of July, and her death is attributed to drinking too much water. The family of 35-year-old Ashley Miller said she was on a lake for the long weekend, on a boat a lot, and drank a lot of water. In fact, at one time, she said she felt dehydrated and drank 4 16-ounce bottles of water. She drove herself back to wherever she was staying, her home, I guess, and that evening she collapsed and was hospitalized. Her brain was swelling, and efforts to save her proved futile. A research doctor said there are certain things that can make somebody more at risk for water toxicity, but the overall thing that happens is that you have too much water and not enough sodium in your body. When you get overly thirsty and you try to drink down and quench your thirst with nothing but water, you're hurting yourself.
It's true.
If you feel like you're still thirsty after a bottle of water, you need to be paying attention to it. We need to be paying attention to it. We lost our sodium content. Adding bottles of Gatorade to the mix is one of the suggestions to prevent the problem.
Yes, it has
Drink
lots of sodium.
drink a bottle of water, then drink a bottle of Gatorade. 2 bottles if you need Gatorade. Oh, make me fat. I don't care. You'll be alive.
It's not going to make you fat.
Whatever.
That's good
Kelly,
for you.
I'm going to make you mad.
Uh-oh.
What? Let's do
I'm
it.
going to make you mad.
Do it.
Life in prison, to me, is too good for a Louisiana couple whose 4-month-old baby died as a result of starvation, neglect, and abuse. The couple, 24-year-old Angel, that's a misnomer of a name if I've ever heard one, and Chevy LaFontaine, faced charges of second-degree murder, neglect, and child abuse. The parish sheriff says drug abuse was a contributing factor. No kidding, Dick Tracy. Law enforcement described conditions in the trailer as deplorable. Not the kind of deplorables that we are, that when our buddy calls in, but these are deplorable, disgusting. The couple's 1-year-old son also showed signs of neglect and abuse, according to the sheriff. He was taken into state custody. The so-called parents face additional charges of child desertion and cruelty to juveniles with force and violence for the abuse of their son. Their bonds, $600,000 each. It's a secured bond, meaning someone will be required to post a cash bond for the full amount before they can be released from jail before their trial.
Well, first of all, in my personal opinion, they need to be charged with first-degree murder, not second-degree, because they knew they weren't feeding that
Felony
baby.
abuse of a baby
Mhm.
is a felony.
Mhm.
Charge them with felony murder, which
Yeah.
is a capital crime in
Correct.
North Carolina. I have no idea about Louisiana.
But they knew they weren't feeding that kid. So there should not be second-degree murder charge. Be first-degree.
During their interview, they admitted that they weren't the best of parents. Well, that's an understatement.
Lord.
Well, they're only having that defense now because they got caught and they got arrested.
Yeah.
Very sad. Scum of the earth lowlifes is what they are.
Well, they need to put them in general population right away,
Agree.
especially mama.
I agree.
Okay, so they had a 1-year-old and a 4-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 months apart.
Yeah. Yep.
Just do the math.
Well, it could have been early.
It could have been. Probably
Very
was.
early.
U.S. Representative Dan Bishop, who elevated from the state senator to Congress out of the botched 2018 midterm
Yeah.
election, drew national attention here in southeastern North Carolina, will run for state attorney general next year.
He needs to stay where he's at.
The second-term Republican said he and his wife felt the right thing to do was work full-time in North Carolina to get out of the District of Crooks, I guess.
That's what I would say too.
Already running are Republican Thomas Murray and Democrat Tim Dunn. Democrat Josh Stein, winning over Republican Tim O'Neill in 2020 to become Attorney General, has already declared his candidacy for governor in the 2024 race. He won't be running for re-election. Now, number one, I don't know who Thomas Murray is. Do you?
No.
You know who Tim Dunn is?
No.
Well, we all know who Dan Bishop is.
Yes.
So he already goes in with name
'Cause
recognition.
I worked hard on his campaign
Hmm.
to get him in as in the U.S. House, and now he wants to come back to North Carolina, and he's opening that seat in the House. And you better be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
Because we don't need, the Republicans don't need to lose the threshold that they have there.
They could appoint me. I'm an independent.
Well, as hard as
I need $174,000
so many of
a
us
year.
North Carolinians worked on Bishop's campaign to get him in there, and now he wants to go. Well,
You don't even have to live in the district to run.
That's true.
I can stay in the 3rd district and run for whatever district he's in.
You can very well do
There you
that.
go. Sign me up.
So, but yeah, that's a mess. That's a mess. But I can on the other side, I can understand everyone wanting to get out of DC.
Well, there's that. And then also to secure that attorney general slot for a conservative in North Carolina.
True, but I would just think the U.S. House would be more important to keep that seat secured. But that's it. That's his choice.
Yep.
At least he won't have to travel to D.C. back and forth every week.
Yep.
And I know that's hard.
Oh, well. Okay, what else we got going on? Anybody got anything y'all want to talk about? I'll put it out there again, 910-333-0139. Has anybody had any, dealings with the other water poisoning cases? I know nobody's got any money. Are y'all going in and seeing people? I think there's probably about 100,000 people in North Carolina, or people who have filed cases or claiming they're going to be filing cases, and no one's got nothing yet. It's been a year since the money was turned loose.
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
think they've
like-
even gone to court yet.
No, they haven't. They don't have. They won't have to go to court.
I just think, like the attorney
class
King
rank.
said the other day, that a lot of what people were submitting just didn't qualify.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
So, I mean, it's not that easy just to say, my husband has Parkinson's.
And you got to prove
You've
that he
gotta
drank the
prove it.
water, and
You've
then
gotta
you got
go
to show
through
there's some sort
years
of a connection.
Of medical records.
Yep.
it's not easy to do. So it just takes a lot of time. But like he said, you need to at least go in and talk to someone and start your paperwork.
Yeah.
Because they've got a year left on these claims?
1 year left. And if you try to do it yourself, I'm sorry, but I know you don't want to have to give up a third of what you might get from, that you'd have to pay a lawyer. They're going to get their third. And if you get one at a big law firm with about 100 assistants, they're all going to have everything that he pays, a lawyer pays for your case and all the other cases is going to come out of whatever money you get.
Right.
That's just the way that's going to be. You just never know. And a lot of the superfluous cases, they're going to get nothing. So the lawyer is going to get nothing, even though the lawyer works on it and his staff works on it. They're going to get nothing. So who do you think is going to pay that staff at that time for even working on a case that goes nowhere?
The person.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Everybody else. It's like the insurance companies.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. So I don't know. I think there's been a cap put on how much the lawyers can get, but I don't think there's been a cap put on how much he can pay his assistants.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I'll say my wife, my niece, my nephew, and 14 grandchildren are working for me.
Yikes.
You're live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Each machine features a strong deck with a variety of sizes available, designed to deliver a premium cut. An assortment of attachments and accessories, sold separately, allow you to use your mower for more than just cutting grass. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville, has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious, healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
It's live and local Real Talk on 97.1 WSME.
We're back, and right after weather, we'll take your calls. If you want to chat with us, 910-333-0139. Tideline Marine, your one-stop shop for all your boating and fishing needs in downtown Jacksonville. Give them a look-see. If you haven't been in there recently, stop by and say, hey, let me just look around. A lot of folks are doing that these days. A lot of folks that I haven't seen in quite some time, like 3 weeks, they come in and the place looks different. There's more stuff in there. It's located in different areas. They still got all the same old good stuff. And then George and Elise are adding more to it on a regular basis. So stop in, check on the lures, and ask anybody there. Pretty much everybody there will know what people are fishing with and what some of the professional guides are fishing with and what they're catching fish on. And just ask. If you don't know, if you've never been saltwater fishing, you just moved to the area, you want to try it, just ask. Get you hooked up. It won't cost you a fortune, but get you hooked up at some point in time, one way or the other. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Southwesterly winds today, 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop this afternoon. Southwesterly winds Tuesday, 15 to 20. Seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers kind of choppy. Northwesterly winds on Wednesday, 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly. Seas only 3 to 4 feet. And that's a look at your marine forecast.
And our local weather today, mostly sunny with a high near 95. Heat index values as high as 107. Light southwest wind becoming 8 to 13 in the morning, with winds gusting as high as 21. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 1 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 76. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 93, west wind 10 to 13 with gusts as high as 18. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 91, calm wind becoming west around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. It's going to be hot week.
Yeah.
Hot. Don't look forward to it. At least the tropics are quiet, though.
Shh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about them. We don't want to rattle their cages.
You don't want to rattle their cages. Interesting.
Let's see. Weather, too, coming up. There is a heat advisory in effect. Goes into effect about 11 o'clock today, and it's going to be that way until 7 this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Today and tonight, keep your ears on NOAA Weather Radio or go to weather.gov on the internet for more information about some heat advisories and also a line of strong to severe thunderstorms that could cross the area this evening into tonight, damaging wind gusts and localized downpours being the primary concern. So keep your ear on the radio, keep your ear on your weather radio and on the internet to make sure you're aware of whatever's going to come down before it gets here. Heat advisory is serious, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're supposed to have some mid-90 days here the rest of the week. And I was looking Saturday, of course, it could change 96.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, tell me about this thing that, let's see, who did that? You said that? Yeah, you did. You said that to me and said that you and Kelly are planning to get me a special Alexa.
Right.
Okay.
This is the Alexa Silver.
Alexa Silver, as an old person with silver hair?
Is for the older generation.
Uh-huh.
I saw it because the way you're always busting up Alexa. And then we came across that one. I was like, this is what we have to get for Rayford.
Alexa, call 910-333-0139.
Well, now you have people running around their houses going, stop, Alexa, stop.
Anyway, this one, it doesn't answer just to Alexa. It's got a whole list of names that it will answer to.
Yes.
Anita for one of them, and pretty much every other. I read them all. I read this yesterday.
Oh, it was hilarious.
It's hilarious. You're right. It is.
You should play it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that I can get it to play right, but anyway, I'm gonna punch it up and I'll read some stuff to you. So this guy is in the picture here. Just bust out, do something, do a Google search for Silver Alexa.
Alexa Echo Silver.
Echo Silver. That would be the
Yes.
one. So I don't know.
There's plenty of videos out there on it.
Yeah.
But
But the latest technology isn't always easy to use for people of a certain age.
Yes, I'm calling me a busted machine again.
Oh, yes. That's why Amazon partnered with AARP to present the new Amazon Echo Silver, the only smart speaker device designed specifically to be used by the greatest generation. It's super loud and responds to any name even remotely close to Alexa.
Allegra, Alberta, Aretha, Alicia, yada 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 yada. All of those names it will respond to. So maybe I'll get one of those for Christmas or something. Good morning. Oops, let me fix that again. I got to do 3 times and then 3 times, and I'm a winner. Good morning. Who's this?
Ye to the hottest horn.
Ha ha hee hee.
I want you to get that Echo, and I want you to tell me if it works good, because I ain't found one that works yet. They don't make Echo Redneck or Echo Donkey or Echo Country yet. I mean, Alexa, I'm sorry.
it's like they showed this one elderly woman. She's standing there with the phone in her hand. And she says, Alexa, where she called her some other name. Where's my phone? She goes, it's in your right hand.
Huh?
Yes. It was funny. It's on our page if anybody wants to go look at it.
I try to use the one on my pickup truck, and that's the worst. All I can say is yes, no, okay. That's the only thing I understand.
I tried using
You
that
got
one.
an Alexa on your pickup truck?
I have one too.
Well, no, I don't know what it's called, but I can talk text on my pickup truck.
Yeah, I
mean,
have
it's-
Google, but then I have a separate Alexa also, and I have one on my phone. But I never use it on my phone or truck. I just
I
Google.
can't- I mean, I can get a text from anybody, and I'll see the Uconnect RAM, what it's called.
Yes.
And it'll tell. I'll hit the button and it'll tell me what it says and all that stuff. And would you like to reply? And yes, and you tell them. And I try to say, be there in a minute. And I have done that a blue million times, and it cannot get it. Be there in a minute.
Well-
And I swear I can't get it.
Just thinking about you doing voice to text, I imagine there are some issues.
Yeah, I mean to get Robin
your
Knapp in there
accent,
with me,
yep.
see if he can do it. He can do it the Irish way or the Asian way, or see what it does. That will be a hoot. I mean, that would be outrageous. But I can't get it. The only thing I do, yes, no, and okay. That's it.
Yeah, I use mine quite a lot, but you know what? If you think about it, it does distract from your driving still the same.
It still does, yeah. And I mean, I'm in my pickup, and I don't have it in my work. I think they said I did have it in my work truck, but I don't have it hooked up.
Yeah, I don't use mine much because it is distracting for me anyway. So, but I usually
Yeah,
try to
I
wait
mean,
till I'm stopped.
If I use the hands-free in the truck, the one that's built in the truck, sounds like I'm talking in a barrel. Everybody I know that uses it, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I use this Blue Parrot, and it's better. Bluetooth is worse. It just I'm not supposed to receive a text anyway. Have you seen on the news where they got these? And I think we was talking about got these devices now that North Carolina got a grant for, where they can set them up on the side of the interstate.
Yes.
And look down in the truck. And then,
Yes.
I think this is impeding our privacy.
Nope.
Let me explain something to you. When you got that commercial driver's license, your life belongs to the Federal Department of Transportation, the ICC, the DMV, and everybody else. So you got no rights. You got the rights they give you. You got privileges, and that's what I get. You got a privilege to drive, and I think we'll put both hands on it because they're checking for 2 things. They're checking to see if you got your seatbelt on, and they're checking to see if you're messing with your phone. And they they have caught people and wrote them tickets. Now, what bothered me was they were writing them $100 fines. Oh, wait a minute. The last time I checked, if you have messed with a hands-free or a device such as a cell phone in your truck, that was up to $2,500.
Uh-huh.
But that's what they were talking about on the news. I would look at, oh, you're writing $100 fine. No, you need to bring that on us. To what the law, what I thought up to, and I found out it was up to $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to use them for four-wheelers too, because God almighty knows, dude, it's a wonder I have a bumper left. Ain't no lie. Wonder I got a bumper, because they'll be riding down the road and all of a sudden they'll slide over there and right in front of me, and then they'll get halfway in one lane, halfway in it, and all of a sudden they happen to look up and see where they're at. So,
yeah.
I wish they would pick on the four-wheelers a whole lot more than they do on the truck. And they need to get the truck out too. I agree. Because I can't, number one, I can't hardly text and sit down in the house. I have to hunt text. So I'm sorry at it. But I can't do it in the truck. You can text me and I'll hit it and look at it. And right then, I broke the law. But I'll look at it and I won't respond till I'm stopped somewhere or something like that. But and that's why I tell most people, from the hours of 5 o'clock in the morning to the 5 o'clock, and they don't text me, call.
Yeah, if you want to make contact with me, you can send me one during the show, and I'll get it after the show. As a lot of people have found out, because I try to check mine, because mine doesn't go beep beep and all sorts of noise. I don't want it in here.
No.
So I try to check mine during the show, but just call me on the station phone here.
That's it.
You want to get on the air?
These people don't want to talk. Yeah, they don't want to talk. I talk too much, but people don't want to talk.
No.
Yeah. But no, that was my little gripe for today. But North Carolina got some grant money for it. It didn't cost them nothing. And
Yes, it did. It cost me, because I paid for that grant money somehow.
That's why I said it didn't cost them the.
Yeah.
You know, they took the money from us. They had to do something with it.
Well, Tim, let me ask you about this. Let me ask you about that trucking company, Yellow, shutting down, filing bankruptcy. I mean, it's been around for 100 years.
Well,
I'm sure you've seen a lot of them.
Well, you can think, and I know people will disagree, but it all started with Ronald Reagan. He busted the union. And what happened with Yellow kept buying up other companies. First one I remember going out was Carolina Freight. They went out in the early 90s. And then it kept going. Consolidated Freight went out, and then Yellow bought Roadway that's when it became Yellow RC. But you got to understand, people have to go look at the news, and then you have to look at what's going around it. Every union company, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, every union trucking company has a non-union trucking company in their back pocket. And they've always had them there. And it's just like Yellow Freight has a company called Yellow Corporation. And the terminal in Jacksonville, I know two guys that drove for them. They weren't union. They were Yellow Freight employees, just like the terminal manager was. So that probably won't shut down. But you got USF Holland. Yellow Freight bought USF Holland. And the only trucking company I know of that cross country now, and I know there's more, is what we call ABF, which is America's Best Freight. They are 100 grain looking trucks. They're still union. USF Dugan, they were non-union, so that was USF Holland's non-union company in their back pocket. So don't let them think they just get rid of some high wages. And there probably was some kind of fraud or embezzlement somewhere along the line. Don't doubt it a bit. Can't prove it. But if they could prove it, they would. But a lot of them guys with the union pensions, they'll get their pensions. But yeah, you might talk about around 33,000 people that lost a job. That's truck drivers, forklift operators, what heck.
Some of them been there for 40 years.
Yeah. The ones that spend there, I'm going to give you this. One that spend there 25 years or longer, they're going to be okay.
Yes.
They got a good pension plan. 20 yeah. Anything under 20, you're going to be hurt because you ain't got a whole lot of money in it, and you ain't got that much money in your pension. But you got guys been there 40 years, they're going to be sitting 30. You know,
Yeah, just
they don't have
another,
anything to worry about.
just another one that closing down and going away. We see so much of that
Yeah.
these days.
You're right. But yet there's a shortage on truck drivers. That's all you hear, ain't it? Shortage on truck drivers. They ain't got enough truck drivers, and it blows my mind. I tell them. But you got a guy with a CDL, and he's got, say, 4 years, 6 years experience running around here, and he's not working. He's either sick or he don't want to work because you can just about write your own ticket. I got people call me all the time, hey, man, I believe I can give you a better deal. You want to come over here and work for me? And I'm 62 years old. And I'm working over here at this company where I'm working at now, and I enjoy it. I enjoy these guys. It's some of the old school stuff. I love it. I love learning, and I'm learning about the railroad business now. So that's really just fascinates the heck out of me. But that's the whole it. I can. Someone was talking about the other day, talking about firing somebody. I said, I care less if fire me or not. I don't care. I come to work. I work till they tell me to go home. But if they want to fire me, that's fine. Because I'll be working somewhere else tomorrow.
Yep.
So I have a clean record. 37 years experience with a clean record. But now,
Good for
y'all
you.
be good. I'm going to get off.
All right.
People, I've talked long enough.
Thank you, Thank you, Timmy.
Thank you.
All right.
And you're welcome. All right.
Bye-bye. Our buddy Tim Thomas here. Everybody in this area apparently,
Yes.
one way or the other.
How could you not know, Tim?
You know, it's a good
He's a
guy.
celeb.
Carter County deputies are still looking for whoever was involved in a hit and run last November. Happened on the 8th. And are offering now a cash reward to anyone who can give them the name of the driver of the car that hit a man, 44-year-old William Guthrie Jr. He was walking, apparently left home about 10 o'clock and walking to a local store there. And he didn't get back home. This is in the 9-foot road area. So if you have any information or you know, maybe you heard something, one man's dead and totally unsolved, hit and run, struck by a car. The car just continued running. Don't know whether this person could have lived or not, had gotten some assistance. He left home at 10, got found at 3:40 in the morning. So he may have died from his injuries after suffering for a period of time. He could have perhaps or even lived if he'd gotten immediate medical attention. I went to one of those, 16-year-old boy. He's walking home from church. He got struck almost in front of his home, not quite, the house next door. And a woman hit him, knocked him into the ditch, left him there. Now, I got there, of course, because it was a fatal. But there was a number of hours that parents did not know where he was. They were searching, looking everywhere for him.
Heartbreaking.
And he was found by somebody who had walked out to check the mail late that evening. It was a weekday, like a Wednesday night or something, as I recall. And the guy had just gotten home, and he walked out, and there's a body laying in the ditch next to him. He'd been there for a number of hours. And the autopsy revealed that he was not killed on impact. That
That's
he
sad.
lay there and suffered for a period of time.
Yes. And nobody noticed.
Yep. So they got the woman.
They got the woman.
Yep,
Good.
They got her.
Good. Well, have you traveled that 9-foot road?
I have at some point in time.
I don't like it's.
Yeah.
It's long and twisty and
Dark at nighttime. too.
and too fast.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
People fly on that road.
Let's see what else we got cooking around here.
Did you see Ukraine says it foiled an attempt to assassinate Zelensky with an airstrike?
Yeah.
It was a Ukrainian woman that was accused of betraying his location to the Russians. Yes, she was colluding with the Russians. And she was sharing information on Ukraine's arms locations also. So,
Oh my.
not good at all.
No.
Yeah, but they were able to, they stayed one step ahead of her and kept him safe, and the whole plot was foiled in advance. And she was trying to locate where Ukraine's electronic warfare systems and ammunition warehouses were placed, but they had prior knowledge of what she was up to. So, but it doesn't help when your own people are against you.
No, it doesn't. You're live in local Real Talk. Don't go away. You want to chat? 910-333-0139. We'll be back right after the break.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware store, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Well, I guess Donald got his feelings hurt when Nancy Pelosi, former House Speaker, surrounding. Anyway, Trump blasted her, and the very weird stories they put it surrounding her husband after she said Trump looked scared ahead of his arraignment in federal court last week. I purposely didn't comment on Nancy Pelosi's very weird story concerning her husband, but now I can because she said something about me with glee that was really quite vicious. Pelosi on Friday said Trump looked like a scared puppy as he arrived at a D.C. courthouse for his arraignment on 4 charges related to the allegations that of election interference back in 2020. So Trump going on the attack, whatever.
You know, I was just reading this article put out by the city of Jacksonville, which there's still people who do not know that if you live in the city limits, you are not allowed to burn your yard waste.
Yeah, unless you put cooking barbecue over the top of
It
it.
says City Ordinance Section 8-79 details what constitutes an open burn. Open burns include burning yard waste or household waste in the yard or in burned barrels. Only fires used for cooking or human warmth, such as those contained in a grill or a fire pit, are permitted in the city limits.
A burn barrel's not allowed?
A permit is required for all fires conducted outside of a building. Don't burn your yard waste, because you know the city does pick up yard waste.
I know we put it out there all the time.
Yes. I went and I got my own yard bin. It same size as a trash can and a recycle bin, but they also have that are ones that have yellow tops.
Oh, really?
And that designates, and it's a one-time $15 fee.
Oh.
They'll bring it to your house, and so your yard waste, you just put it in there and roll it to the curb, and
Looks
they'll
like
pick
they'd
it up.
just bring it to me on their own because I just stack it alongside the road.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be
this is
better for
great
them.
because I usually don't have a lot, but I have enough that I have to try to find bags and get them out there. But this is nice. You just roll it out to the curb.
No,
My only problem is remembering to put it out there on yard waste.
Yeah, and I
I've told
can't
all my
remember what
neighbors
day
to
it
remind
is.
me this week.
Yep.
I've had it for a month.
Oh,
It's sitting there.
Shut down pretty much by now.
Yes.
Smaller.
Yes, you would think so.
China and Russia teamed up together, conducting a joint naval operation near U.S. territory, triggered a large. The joint operation, conducted by 2 significant militaries, consisted of 11 ships and neared Alaska's southwestern coast. Not a good thing. Not a good thing.
No.
The senator from that area, Dan Sullivan, said the U.S. Navy ultimately mobilized 4 destroyers to guide the Chinese and Russian ships away from American waters. That is not what we want to see in our waters, in our water space, oceans. No.
No, definitely not. But I think the Navy is getting a real workout here lately
Yep.
between them and the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
And how about the Coast Guard saving that?
Yeah, but boy, in a dang 12-foot John boat taking on water. And
He was 12 miles out.
yeah, and not the seas were calm, as the commander said, 2 to 4 feet. But in a 12-foot boat, that ain't so calm.
No.
Especially an aluminum, small, lightweight aluminum
John
boat. Now,
boat,
I've been out there in
yes.
the 13-foot Boston Whaler, but it's made for seas. It can handle.
Good Lord, I was watching over this man. It went out Thursday night. By Friday night, they had deemed him missing.
Yep.
His father had already determined, or
He hadn't come back.
he said he's not coming back.
So they went to look for him, and they found him. They launched a couple of aircraft, and it didn't take very long.
Yes.
He wasn't very far from shore. For him, it was a long ways, 12 miles.
That is a long ways.
But for one of the planes that went out, it's about a 2-minute ride.
Right.
And you can see that far from even up high. The commander also said, the Coast Guard guy, in briefing the media, you need to take some emergency stuff with you.
I was going to say something about that.
Flares, radio, of
How about a
Marine
life
VHF
vest?
radio. Well, he had life vests.
In the pictures they showed, he wasn't wearing one.
Well, he wasn't wearing one, but
Right.
I'm sure he had the right equipment on
I
board
hope
for
so.
that. But if you're going into the ocean, first of all, you need flares too, by the way. Y'all, you do in North Carolina. I'm not going to say in other states, but in North Carolina, even though the Coast Guard says you're supposed to have them, they do not enforce not having flares on your boat as long as you're not crossing into the ocean. Once you look like you're going to cross into the ocean, that means you're in the inlet headed offshore, and they can check you very quickly and find out if you've got flares. If you don't have flares, you're going to get a ticket. Okay, that's the bottom line. The other thing you've got to have are fire extinguishers. There are all sorts of rules about it. A boat bigger than 26 feet or 26 feet and bigger got to have at least two. I will tell you, at least two is not enough. I'll be adding another 30-pounder in addition to the two 10 ones, 10 pounders that I've got. Will have. I emptied the other two. But anyway, I will. We will take care of that. But a marine VHF radio, extremely important. I know you got a 12-foot John boat. I've got a 17-foot boat, a small boat, and it doesn't go in the ocean, but it's got a marine VHF radio on it and a tall antenna. I don't use the short 8-foot antenna or short 4-foot antennas. I use the full-blown 8-footers. Okay, you get further range with that. And when conditions are not real good, you're going to need all the help you can get.
Well, you just never know when something will happen.
You just never know. Now, even if you carry a marine VHF radio, a handheld, a portable, they call them, it's okay. You can generally reach the Coast Guard on them as long as you know your batteries are charged. Charge your batteries before you go out. Okay, done.
That's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing because they're going to run out of juice. And the longer you talk on them, the more they're going to run out. And if you got a portable, don't get out there and just chatter because you're going to run your batteries down, and when you need it, too bad. Cell phones, 12 miles offshore, even if you had one, won't work. There are no towers out there. You got line of sight. Line of sight's going to be generally about 8-9 miles. That's about it. Offshore from an antenna. If they got one on the beach, they may not have one on the beach that you're at. Maybe 10 miles inland. Duh. Figure it. Go figure. Cell phones are not reliable forms of communications. And besides that, quite often you're either going down or it's raining like haze, and your cell phone's going to be the first thing to get wet. Marine VHF radios are meant to handle wet.
I've got this nice little pouch. I can put mine in and zip it up, and it's waterproof.
But then when you take it out to make a call and it's raining, you're
That's
done.
true.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
Crystal Coast Habitat for Humanity invites you to be part of their third annual casino night on Saturday, August 12th at 34 North in Cedar Point from 5 to 10 p.m. All proceeds will benefit Crystal Coast Habitat for Humanity's vision, a world where everyone has a decent place to live. They look forward to having you out for a lucky night with Casino Night to help support their mission of seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. It's Habitat for Humanity's third annual Casino Casino Night, Saturday, August 12th at 34 North and Cedar Point from 5 to 10 p.m. Come join them for a fun night of gambling, music, food, and prizes. To purchase tickets, visit HabitatCrystalCoast.org. That's HabitatCrystalCoast.org or call 910-250-6052 for more information.
The Burrow Restaurant and Bar in Swansboro is hiring. We're currently looking for experienced line cooks and expos. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. The Burrow is open 7 days a week. Stop by for an application. Our sister restaurant, Il Cigno Italiano, is also hiring line cooks, expos, and bartenders. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. The Burrow Restaurant on Front Street and Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue, both in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well, I guess we've been goosed.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
We had a Facebook comment.
I think everybody around here is familiar with the various, what we call pond geese.
Yes.
There are any number of
The fowl.
yeah, the geese that hang around the little retention ponds and stuff like that. They kind of stay around year round. They're not some of the migrating types of geese that the hunters or go up to Lake Matamuskeet and out to some of the compounds and hunt for. So they're on Western Boulevard, not far from US 17. There's a sign up there. It's one of the state highway signs. Is slow down, geese en route. What warning, whatever it says. And yeah, there's a little retention pond, and there are any number of full-grown geese, and they always lay their eggs in the area, and then the little geeslings come out. About 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, I started seeing the little tiny ones, and the mamas lead them around, mamas and daddies, I guess. They lead them to grassy areas, and some of the grassy areas are maybe in the median there on Western Boulevard. So the geese like to get out there, and they have to cross the road to get there, and they will stop traffic basically as they lead them across.
Yes, they do.
And every now and then you'll see where there's one that's been splattered, and word is that some people intentionally try to hit them. Don't know whether that's true or not.
Mm.
If you do, you're going to face a real serious fine. I can tell you that. Now, the geese are, some people saying, are obnoxious. They tie up traffic for short periods of time.
Yes.
It doesn't take long for 8 or 10 geese to cross a road.
They can get a little messy.
And they have, food in, stuff out. That's what happens. And it's going to be here and it's going to be there. I've had to stop, chose to stop any number of times to be sure they're going to be okay. Same thing on Country Club Road near the mall.
Mm-hmm.
In that area, I've seen the geese there, lots of them. Further over on West Huff Drive, as you near behind the hospital area, there's been a lot of geese out there. I've seen them there. It's the same thing, crossing the road. And I'm sure in other areas of Onslow County. Down at Steve's Ferry, where we used to have a place at the old ferry marina, they were there one spring when we were there. I mean, by the dozens. I got some great pictures of them. And yes, there was stuff all over the ground. And it's okay. It'll go away. It sprouts grass. It helps.
Good rain.
Rain will take care of it. And we get plenty of rain. I don't personally have a problem with them. I guess some people do. And there's a suggestion on our Facebook page to relocate them. The city council should relocate them. I'm not sure you can relocate geese. They got wings.
They'll come back, won't they?
They know where they are. They're like homing pigeons. And even if the same ones don't come back, I mean, look at the ones that migrate from Canada every year going down south. They go back to Canada. They end up in the same place they were. They stop over at Lake Matamuskeet coming down, big hunting area. But a lot of them will stop there along the eastern flyway zone. And then they will proceed on after a day or two. And they will stop at other places on their way to the deep south. They want to stay warm during the winter. So that's the way the whole deal works. These geese are permanent party members. I don't think they're going to go away.
Well, I noticed yesterday when we were in Swansboro, the ducks all around the streets.
Yeah, the ducks were there.
Because I know they're having an issue with.
They are.
a large population of ducks around there.
Yeah. Yeah. Those ugly ducks too.
Yeah, they're not ugly.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're
They're
really
just-
ugly. Missouri Democratic Representative Cori Bush facing an ethics complaint after she used government resources for campaign purposes in violation of the House rules. Now, let me tell you what she did. She got up on the floor and intentionally disrupted, quote from them, their complaint, disrupted official House unprofessional behavior, and then campaigned and fundraised off of it. They took, she said, the other folks said the outspoken squad member pushed a C-SPAN video from her campaign's Twitter account showing her on the House floor shouting about racist bills as House Majority Leader Steve Scalise spoke. In the tweet, Bush added that the bills are also sexist, patriarchal, xenophobic, classist, homophobic, and transphobic.
We've gotten to be such a woke world.
She was screaming up there, and then she took the video, this official video, and she moved it to her campaign page to raise money off of it, saying how ridiculously stupid that she was on the House floor. Okay. I hope they nail her on it.
Hope so too.
Okay, tomorrow, I don't know what's coming.
Oh, well,
Maybe we'll-
I've got some people that are supposed to be returning my calls
Good.
today, so hopefully
Wednesday,
we'll have some interesting
we'll have
guests.
our weekly chat with Dr. Rose at 7:30, and at 8 o'clock, we're going to have Senator Tom Tillis.
Yes, if you've
We'll be
got
chatting with
questions, you need to send them to us.
Yep. If you've got something you want us to ask the senator, send them on down. Email RayfordBrown@gmail. Send it to us on our Facebook Messenger stuff. Lee and Kelly will get that. I won't, but they'll
Yes.
get it, and they'll refer it to the senator whenever the
Or
time
like
comes.
Facebook hounds.
Yeah. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Coming up now is Fox News. After that, I've got a little bit of music interlude. And then at 10 o'clock, we got some major music with our daily dose of the D's. That would be Rick Dees. He comes in at 10, and he hangs around until 3 o'clock this afternoon with Hollywood. Fresh from Morehead City, he will be back in the chair and having a great series of songs for you. See you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.
SME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, MCJ Papa, Donald Trump's lawyers have until 5 p.m. to respond to the Fed's request for a protective order in his third indictment.
Trump's attorneys, they argue that no new order should block non-sensitive facts about the January 6th case from